Hi there, it's me here, Krystal Clear, and I'm happy to deliver you a bonus reading. We're gonna do a pick a deck love reading. So you've got deck one, deck two, or deck three. So figure out which deck is calling to you most. These will be the tarot cards that I use, and I'm also going to pull some love oracles, some love messages. So deck one, deck two, or deck three. Pick one, two, or three, and then check the timestamp below to receive your message. All right, I'm going to clear these and get started. So, hey there, if you picked deck one, this is your love reading. It is a timeless reading. So, whenever you come across this video, it is meant for you to know what you need to know about how the love is going and growing in your life. We're going to start by pulling 5 tarot cards, and then we'll pull some love message oracles. So let's see. How is love? Love. Deck one, people. We've got the 4 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 9 of Swords, a Knave of Wands, and a 7 of Cups. Okay, so what I see first and foremost, for those of you who picked deck one, I do not see any pentacles showing up. And so what that tells me is that Spirit is really encouraging you to work with your thoughts, your energy, and your emotions when it comes to love. And this doesn't necessarily mean that love is not physically present in your life. And it doesn't mean that love is not physically coming into your life. In fact, you may be dating or have a couple of different options, or maybe you're weighing out what the next step is in your current union or relationship, like what is to come. And we need to change things, and it can't continue to stay this way. And if you are single, then you're like, it can't stay this way. I want to experience just that cohesiveness, companionship, compatibility in relationships. And so I can see that it is mostly an inside job thing at this point when it comes to love for those of you who picked the first deck. So let's get into why. So first and foremost, we've got the 4 of Swords. And this is coming usually after a heartbreak, or after some heartbreaking information, or after some trials and tribulations and like really hardships. And so if you are single, maybe you've been single for some time, maybe your very last relationship was challenging, to say the least. There's been some heartache and you've needed some time to heal. And if you are in a partnership, then maybe you and your partner have gone through some challenges either within each other, or maybe you've had to face some challenges together, and it's just chipped away a bit at the romantic side, or at the fun side, and the, just that love bubble side. And it's okay, because that is balance. Not everything is everything has its own season to develop. So whether you're single or in a relationship, I do feel that you're moving forward and you're healing from this experience, for whatever it is that has been present in your life when it comes to love and relationships. And there's healing that you've been focusing on. But I feel as if it's important not to get stuck in the past. And the reason why I sense it's stuck in the past, I'm going to talk just about a few different cards here for a second, is because the 6 of Cups is in between the healing, the 4 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords, which is just like you're still holding yourself, or you're still holding your partner in the previous experience that hurt you. So for example, if you're single you might still be comparing any new relationship that comes in, or you might be thinking that a new relationship that comes in is going to be just like the previous one, or it's a worry that it's going to be what you just experienced, or maybe it's even a pattern that you find with relationships. If you're in a relationship with someone, it's very possible that you may feel like your partner can't change, or hasn't changed, or won't change, or the residual energetic debris or whatever has happened from this experience that the two of you had is going to continue to be a burden in the union between the two of you, and that we won't be able to move on or move forward from it. And that's what these three cards together is, what Spirit is channeling in on that, because the Six of Cups, it is really timber. The Six of Cups really is all about how we perceive like our past, and the stories we tell ourselves, and how we look at our memories, and what we are remembering, and what we are attaching emotionally to our memory of the past. And with the Nine of Swords, it's that restriction. It's like we gotta let the past be in the past in order to create something new, which I do feel there are options coming in. So when you see this, there's healing to be had, there's fun to be had, but it isn't going to happen if we're too busy looking backwards, or if we're too busy looking back at the past with this heavy heart. If there were some more fun cards around that Six of Cups, that memory might be a little bit different, but it feels very heavy. The thoughts that you may have about love, or the experiences that you have had with love. And so then we've got the Page of Wands and the Seven of Cups. And the Page of Wands, it really does encourage like curiosity, and there's a little bit of naivety that is needed in a fresh new start. There's a little bit of delusion that is needed when it comes to magic. And so again, if you're not in a partnership and you've experienced a big heartbreak, or maybe it's been so long since you've had a partner that you have either connected with in general, or maybe it's just been a long time since you had anyone that felt like home, or felt that loving feeling. There has to be a little bit of delusion and a little bit of naivety that tells you there's something more out there for me. There's something bigger than what I've experienced. And if I get a little explorative and a little bit curious, of course in alignment, which we'll talk about with that Seven of Cups, because these two pair together really nicely. As long as I move forward in a safe, uplifted, empowered, discerned and disciplined manner, in alignment with myself, my happiness, I'm going to attract a like partner. And so if you are in a relationship, it's very similar advice, like to think about your partnership, where it's been and where it's going. And can you bring back the magic by allowing the two of you, allowing you and your partner to have a little bit of fun again, to try different things together, to not follow the same type of pattern that you have as a couple. And maybe that means it's time to transition the relationship. But in this reading, I feel like there's just positivity with the relationship coming in. So I feel as if those who are in a relationship, if you're struggling and wondering if the two of you can overcome this, this is your message that you can. And it just takes getting on a new page together of what the vision looks like forward for the two of you. And so finally we have the Seven of Cups, and this is all about our choices, and it comes after the Six of Cups. And so after you've sat there and you've thought about your emotions, you've thought about your feelings, you're remembering your memories, single or in a relationship, What's in your better alignment moving forward that you can connect with, that you can commit to? And if you are single, are there things that you can do that you love to do with and for yourself, by yourself, just because you simply love them, and go do them? And you might find your person on the way there, or they might even be there doing the same things that you love, or you might meet a friend who has a friend who, is your person. It's just like, get out of your rut that you've been in and get back to what's real to you and what's authentic. And even as a couple, get out of that rut that you've been in and get back to experiencing happiness and adventure and just fun times again as a couple, to bring that back. It does take a little bit of choice. So I'm going to pull one. Well, let's pull two. Okay, Spirit, you got it. We're going to pull two love messages. See what we've got here for Spirit's advice. So we've got true love. It says this love is a once in a lifetime love. And that's beautiful, because it did feel very positive in this reading. Either that this upcoming connection of love that you will be receiving if you're single, or this connection of love and that you are currently in if you are not single, feels like the real deal. We just had some life happen and we just got to get back on track, and the shift is coming. So let's take a look. We'll pull one more for Spirit's advice. We have honesty is essential. And it says, to be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. And there's definitely a back turned, there's a mask on, and we have that 4 of Swords, and we had that 9 of Swords. And when we're speaking honestly, the truth is not every moment, every experience is going to be bad or hurtful. The balance of truth is that there's light and dark, up and down. So honesty being essential is that we can go through hard times or dry seasons and still reignite that spark. And if you chose the first deck, it's all about reigniting that spark with your true love. And I hope this reaches you. And I'm wishing you all the very best. Take care. Hey there, if you picked deck 2, welcome to your Pick a Deck, Pick a Love reading. It's me here, Krystal Clear, happy to deliver Spirit's message for you for love guidance. I'm going to start by pulling 5 tarot cards, and then I was going to pick one love message, but in the first deck, Spirit was like, go ahead and pick 2. So then I'll pick 2 love message cards for Spirit's guidance when it comes to love. All right, so you picked deck 2. Let's see what Spirit has to say to you when it comes to love. We've got the 3 of Swords. I'm going to pull 5 to get us started. Oops. Well, that 3 of Swords wants to be in my face. We've got the 8 of Wands. We're going to get over that heartache. Don't you worry. Yeah, there's nurturing coming to this situation. We've got the Empress card. We've got the 10 of Swords. And we have the Hierophant. Okay, let's get into it. For those who chose the second deck, deck number 2. Nobody ever wants to see the 3 of Swords jump in on a love reading. It's the heartbreak card. You can see it. It's just not a comfortable card for sure. And so if you are in a relationship, it may be a really challenging time in your current relationship. And it might be the end of the road for the 2 of you, or it might be the end of how things have been, which may have been really comfortable for some time. And it's time to see a new path forward if the two of you do decide that you can work on this. And if you are single, maybe you are newly single and there's just still hurt that's lingering from your experience with love, and there's a lot of grief that's still very present, very real. And maybe love has been hard to come by, or has been hard to come by lately. And the Three of Swords definitely brings this heaviness. There's a heaviness for sure on the heart with this Three of Swords, and it does indicate and acknowledge your pain right now that you are feeling. It's really important to, I'm going to talk about it with the Empress a bit more, but when we are feeling this way, whether single or in a relationship, when there is heaviness on the heart and there's grief and there's maybe some unforgivingness and some uncertainty and some hurt and some bitterness, we don't have to get rid of that. It will go away on its own time. What we have to do is physically care for ourselves. And I really feel that is the first step. We can work on our perception and our emotions. Like, I'm here for you. I'm happy to work with you on that. But the very first thing that I probably would tell you in a session, which you can check the description below if that's something you'd like or you need, is that you got to work on the physical care of it and your physical healing and well-being. And if you're sad, allow yourself to cry and to purge it. But to nurture yourself in this space while your heart is either breaking or has been broken. I don't sense that it's going to be very long. Okay, so that's the other thing. Like, once you're really allowing yourself to get honest and to accept that this is part of you, it's a matter of, like, let's say you have maybe lost a partner. That's going to be a part of you. That loss is going to be a part of you. Anytime you have had a significant relationship and there has been an ending to it, that's going to be a part of you. And that's not a bad thing. It just needs a little bit of acceptance. It just needs space to live. And that's what I feel like this Eight of Wands is saying. Let's allow this space for this heartache to live, but it's not the full part of you. There's so many different parts of us. There's the part of us that likes to be adventurous, and then there's the part of us that likes to stay home. And then there's a part of us that may have the gift of gab, and then there's a part of us that just needs our own time and space. And we are paradox as human beings. We have likes and dislikes in some of the same areas of life. And the Eight of Wands reminds us that there's a lot of different ways that this is going to work itself out. And it's not going to be as long from this point as it has been or that you think it might be. But as you allow it to live, that means you allow other parts inside of you to come forward to take care of that part of you that is healing, that inner child healing, that you can be that for yourself, even if that wasn't done for you. And then comes the Empress, and that's the Empress. And that is the physical nurturing and care that you give yourself. And yes, we see, I'm just going to move forward. We've got the Empress and the Hierophant, and in the middle, we've got the Ten of Swords. So just reading these three cards together, I do feel that with the physical care and the physical nourishment, as well as once this feels good and you're in a good flow again, taking care of you and your body and your wellness, and you're getting your groove back and you're feeling less anxiety, less panic, whether you're in a partnership or not, there's a little bit more peace to you and your identity. That is when your beliefs start to shift. That encourages you to move forward from this cycle of heartache, and that will allow for you to create just a better relationship with your person. But that if you try to push away this grief and act as if it's not there, it will be your shadow that continues to follow you around. So the Empress is like, let's love that for a moment. Let me take care of me. This feels like a very big self-love message, but honoring if you are in a relationship or not. The nurturing in a relationship would be, let us take care of each other. What are the physical things that we need to do to take care of each other. And that doesn't mean it has to like come together, because the Ten of Swords is definitely like we're moving on. So you get to decide we're moving on together or I'm moving on without this person. But if we fight all the time, let's say we get into an argument every time we're in the same room together. Well, try not to be in the same room as each other. And if you're in the same room, then try not to communicate as much. Or if you don't like not being in the same room, then you'll have to work through your discomfort. Like that's where the care is. So because this is a general reading, use it as you will. But to really have that physical care. And then I'm going to jump to the Hierophant and then go to the Ten of Swords. But I do feel that once you start that physical care, you're going to start to see that there are some thoughts and beliefs that are no longer serving you. It's quite possible that you find the relationship that you're in is also no longer serving you. Or that the way the two of you are treating each other in this relationship is no longer serving the relationship, and you both agree that we need to be better together moving forward. Or that holding on to this, well, I won't even say holding on to this grief, but almost ignoring this grief isn't getting you any closer to finding love. You know, it's really loving yourself, loving the partnership that you're in, is physically tending to that is going to help you see a different perspective. And that is the Hierophant. It is seeing a different perspective. It's knowing that there's a higher purpose. It challenges our beliefs and our traditions. So what are your beliefs about relationships after heartache if you're single? What's your beliefs about forgiveness if you are in a relationship? What's your belief about you if you're single? And what's the belief about your partner and you if you are in a relationship? All of that is highly evaluated first, once there's physical healing and care. Next, when there is that mental and perspective shift. And then that is what allows for you to start to leave some of the past in the past. But I do feel like for those who pick deck number 2, the love journey really is about self-love, and it's about forgiveness and compassion and allowing the hurt to have its own space and not pushing it away and acting as if it's not there. To be honest with what you are feeling. All right, so we're going to pull 2 love message cards and see Spirit's advice. So we've got, wow, physical touch is important. Incredible. And we have new love. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I have to say, even those who are in relationships, I feel like there is an ending coming to the relationship that you're in, and that there will be either a new person that you are physically connected with, or that the two of you just get into a new cycle together. But we're moving on. Physical touch, I'll see this as physical care as well, as Spirit is saying, is important. And that to me feels very significant and in alignment with the work that Spirit has already put out for you. You know, that it's important to take the physical care first. It says, for some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. And very well, if you're in a relationship, physical touch is going to be what helps the healing, which can sometimes be challenging if there's been any sort of injury, trauma, or wound around physical touch. I also feel like if you are single or even in a relationship, working on a healing massage or a healing Reiki massage would be really helpful for those who picked this deck. And then we also have new love, and it says, embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. And since this is a love reading, for sure, I feel like there could be lots of growth still in a relationship if you are with someone, or just that like spiritual growth, recognizing that like I'm not just what has happened to me. I'm not just what this relationship is. I'm not just this. It is a part of me and it changes me, but it allows for me to physically care for myself in ways that I haven't been cared for before. And that is really going to help give you that opportunity for spiritual growth, that you have a new love within yourself, new self-love, but that it gives you that opportunity to see yourself as someone who can also give to you rather than constantly giving to others. And so this, if you picked deck number 2, this is definitely all about taking care of your physical being, making sure that you're accepting all parts of you, trying not to judge yourself, and allowing yourself to do some really big inner child healing, and to receive the love that you give others so much. So I hope that this helps, and I'm wishing you all the very best. Take care. Hi there. If you picked deck 3, this is your reading. It's me here, Krystal Clear, happy to deliver a Spirit love message for you. So I'm going to start by pulling 5 tarot cards, and then we'll pull 2 oracle cards regarding Spirit's advice when it comes to love. So first, let's take a look at love. Let's see what's going on, whether you're single or in a relationship. Let's see how love is going. All right, so we've got the World. That's a great start for the lovers out there. Oh, the lovers indeed with the love card. Great. Wow, okay, so we've got this Strength card, another really great card. We've got a 7 of Feathers. And we've got the 4 of Acorns. So 7 of Feathers is like the 7 of Swords, and 4 of Acorns is like the 4 of Wands. So really making sure you're not, this is a beautiful connection here that we got either coming in if you're single or in front of you. It's quite possible that you have either a beautiful love or a beautiful relationship that you're experiencing. And if you're single, then you're coming into it. Everything is shifting, and there is fulfillment when it comes to love, because the majority of these cards is all about deep, intimate relationships and growing stronger because of them, and love really withstanding time. And when I see this 7 of Swords show up in such a beautiful reading, that tells me that you may be scared. Like it's like a too good to be true type of feeling. So if you're single and maybe you've just met someone, or you're dating and you got this person that you just started talking to, it might be too soon to know anything. You might feel, it's too good to be true. Spirit's like, give it a chance. And if you're single, and there's nobody, then you can know when that connection comes in and you start to say, this might be too good to be true. Remember these words. It's not. Lean in. Let yourself grow stronger because of it. And if you are in a committed relationship and maybe you guys have gone through some hardships, or, maybe not. Maybe there hasn't been any hardships and you're like, what is this? This is too good to be true. Spirit is like, no, enjoy this. Allow yourself to enjoy this. Don't let your thoughts get ahead of yourself. So let's talk about why. And we've got the World card, and this is beautiful about wish fulfillment. It's like everything has happened for this moment. Everything has come together for this moment. There's an awakening that happens when this card shows up. It's like really realizing that almost like the universe has conspired to bring the two of you together. It's collaboration and co-creation, like you and Spirit working together to bring you here to this moment where either you meet the person of your dreams, or your relationship that you're in has shifted into a really dreamy place, but it feels really good. It's a good one. And then we got the Lovers. And for sure, we get to decide. We get to decide this feels good or this doesn't feel good. Of course, we get to decide if we can believe it or not. But when I see the Lovers card show up in a love reading with in between the World and the Strength card, this is a very strong connection. And it's important not to be like lying to yourself about it in any way, shape, or form, to allow the truth to reveal itself. The Lovers will come with that choice, because who we love and how we love and what we allow to grow from love really is our decision. And love pushes so much vulnerability. So I do feel for those of you who picked card number 3, it's possible that you might be feeling vulnerable in this relationship. And that can sometimes be a scary thing, which would make sense why that 7 of feathers or the 7 of swords would come in, because it's like I'm opening up my heart, I'm giving this person my all, and I'm just really scared that I'm going to lose it, or I'm going to be wrong, or I feel stupid. Those types of things usually present itself whenever I'm working with someone on vulnerability. Usually I feel stupid is a very common phrase. When I see the Strength card, which talks about courage and endurance, to me that really is a beautiful indication of vulnerability, because it takes courage to be vulnerable and to lean into that risk. That's what vulnerability is like, I know that this causes a risk. It could possibly break my heart. And we can try so hard to want to protect that part of us, but it is within the lean in that we really are able to experience the majesty of love. And like, the elephant is one of the most majestic animals out there, just humongous and also very compassionate. That their acts of love and grief are very similar of all animals. I don't think I'm making this up, but I did a speech on it once back in college, that they feel very similar to humans. And it's a vulnerable feeling. It's that compassionate side. Elephants are also very lucky in many cultures. So it's like, I do feel like you are very lucky in relationships. And if you're single and it's been a while, I do feel like this next relationship you come into is going to be the one, and you're going to know it because you're going to be like, no way, is it possible? And if you are newly dating, there's someone in your life that is very new, and you might be thinking you might be crazy for believing this, or even a reconciliation, right? Because like, I don't want to be stupid and trust that we can reconcile this. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up. Or finally, yes, if you are in a relationship and it feels like maybe the two of you won't overcome something, or it might be a little too good to be true because there hasn't been many arguments or disagreements and things like that, Spirit's like, trust it, let's allow for it. And so that brings us to these final, just like the regular numbered cards in the tarot deck. And we've got, like I said, the 7 of feathers, or it's the 7 of swords, and the 4 of acorns, the 4 of wands. And this really is about making sure that the things that you tell yourself are not in alignment with your fears and your worries. You don't have to rush what is meant to be. You can't mess up what is meant to be, just like you can't force what's not meant to be. And maybe there have been some experiences where you have thought this was the one, and it is shown to not be true for whatever reason. That doesn't mean you're wrong in feeling it again. It simply means that Spirit wanted you to start to feel comfortable practicing accepting that, oh, this could be the one. Because when it's finally the right time and it is finally the one, the universe, going right back to the world and the collaboration, the universe is going to conspire everything to make sure the two of you come together. And if you find that it's an uphill battle and not caused by like the two of you, let's say like the two of you are really good, and this might be for some people out there, the two of you are really good, everything seems really great, but it's a constant struggle for just life to line up, then it's possible it's not the right timing of things, and you need to just take a moment and make sure that this is the right person for you. That's the only place where I can see that there would be doubt coming in, is in that scenario. Everyone else, you're still good, you're still on track. And the 4 of wands really is like almost like the marriage card oftentimes in the tarot deck, because it's that celebration of love and commitment and happiness. So it's really, if you picked card 3, this is quite simply the easiest and happiest love reading. So yay, allow yourself to enjoy Let's see. Spirit's advice. Allow yourself to enjoy. I'm going to pull 2 love cards, see what we got. So we have be authentic to who you are. You're asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. There it is. True love. Absolutely. And it says this is a once in a lifetime love. So be authentic. It's okay if things just seem to be working out. You don't have to doubt that or question that. Continue to show up in this relationship. Show your feelings truly and honestly. We talked a little bit about that vulnerability, and I sense that that's what this be authentic to who you are is, because sometimes when we have a connection or a relationship that feels so right, we don't want to mess it up. We don't want to screw things up. We don't want to do anything off track. And it's true. It's important to be disciplined and to use discernment to make sure that we're making the best choices, but in alignment with our authenticity. Not because of someone else, not because we're afraid to do something wrong or to mess things up. We can't mess it up. And finally, we've got true love. This is a once in a lifetime love. I do feel that with all of these beautiful affirmations and these cards and the channeling that came in from Spirit, that this really is, if you are in a relationship, it's a very significant relationship. If you're newly dating, there's someone in your dating pool that will absolutely catch your eye. And if you feel like this person is not yet in your life, either it is a reconciliation, true love that comes back into the picture that you recognize or realize, or that you are coming right into that connection from the timing of this video within the next 3 months. So I hope that this has been helpful, and I'm wishing you the very best. Take care.